Bright for England and Wales, wet and windy for Scotland and Northern Ireland. Today marks the start of the autumn equinox. I'll have all the details of that and more live from Greenwich. First day of astronomical autumn, but as a meteorologist, for me, it's actually the 1st of September. We do September, October, November for gathering our climate stats, but today is the day the sun is directly above the equator, and equinox stands for equal night in Latin, meaning pretty much the whole world has 12 hours a day and 12 hours of night. As we watch the sunrise here this morning, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. But before I move on to the UK weather, just picking up on things that Noel was talking about from the UN General Assembly that's happening at the moment, and Antonio Guterres was saying that climate change is ringing alarm bells at fever pitch, and scorching temperatures and loss of biodiversity, that we need to be acting now. And actually he then went on to say he was really pleased with the commitments that people have made. America making huge commitments to give more money to developing countries to help to tackle climate change. Then we had China saying that they're not going to be building any more coal power plants abroad, which is amazing news, and they're really pleased with that. But at the moment we're still on track to meet not to meet our 1.5 degree target that we're trying to limit our temperature rise to. We're on track at the moment to be 2.7 degrees. So John Kerry, who's the climate envoy for Biden, has asked all nations to make bigger commitments ahead of our big conference that's in November in Glasgow. But what is happening there at the moment is really important, and we're already seeing changes day on day, so something we'll be tracking and following as we head through the rest of this week. But moving on to the UK weather, it will feel like autumn across Scotland today because low pressure moves in, and that's set to bring wetter and windier conditions here, but high pressure holds on in the south. It keeps those weather fronts at bay, acting like a force field. So today is definitely a divided outlook: dry in the south, wet and windy in the north. And we've already got winds gusting in the north of 40-50 miles an hour with strong winds, heavy rain. A miserable start to the day here, but Scotland and Northern Ireland start mild, while England and Wales with the clear skies start fairly chilly, 5 or 6 degrees for some of us, but the price we pay for that is a beautiful sunny start. And as we head through the day, much like yesterday, England and Wales looking beautiful. The sunshine continues, temperatures are above average. Scotland and Northern Ireland still mild despite the wet and windy weather. That whole band of rain slipped its way southwards, bringing cloudy skies, but the outlook round for is mild, and we're on track to have one of our warmest Septembers ever. Good morning to you from Greenwich, where we have a beautiful start this morning. Plenty of sunshine. It'll be a warm day ahead, and the temperatures so far for September have also been ridiculous. We are on track to be one of the warmest Septembers we have ever recorded. But today marks the autumn equinox. It is the day when the sun is directly above the equator, and the Latin translation is equal night, equinox. So pretty much the whole world today has 12 hours a day and 12 hours of night. But the actual equilux, when the whole world exactly has 12 hours of day and night, it happens in a few days' time, and it's just due to the position of the Earth and the sun's rays. So today is the beginning of autumn, and it will feel like it through northern areas. Low pressure close to Scotland will bring wet and windy conditions here today. Further south, high pressure dominates, and it's that wins out for a few days. It relinquishes its grip as weather fronts slowly make progress, and there's a big question mark as to what happens this weekend. But for the time being, for today, there's plenty of fine, dry weather to be enjoyed for England and Wales, where it's a chilly start to our day, a very divided outlook. Scotland and Northern Ireland had a weather front moving overnight that brought cloudy skies, outbreaks of rain and strengthening winds, and the winds overnight 40 to 50 miles an hour, so waking up with gales, potentially gusts touching severe gales for Scotland. As we head through this evening and overnight, that whole band of rain slips its way southwards. So let's take a look at our next 7 days to see what is happening for Scotland, Northern Ireland and for northern areas of England. Temperature wise, it remains a little above or around about average as we head through the next 7 days. Looking at our percentage chance of rainfall, it is high for the next few. Those weather fronts close by bringing rain or showers and those blustery winds, but hints that things try to turn drier as we head into the weekend and into next week. Fortunes further south for England and Wales. Again, temperatures are way above average for the time of year. That's the average high we have for the next 7 days, but for today and tomorrow we could see temperatures 23 or 24 degrees. But looking at our percentage chance of rainfall, it remains relatively low, turning a little bit cloudier towards the end of the weekend. Weather fronts looming, bringing the threat of rain. It looks like they could have some progress by the end of the week and into the start of next week, but generally the outlook for southern areas dry and bright and staying mild for the rest of the week. Good morning to you. We have beautiful views across London this morning, the O2 and the City, on what is the first day of autumn. Yes, the autumn equinox today, and it will feel like it through northern areas as low pressure brings wet and windy conditions through Scotland and Northern Ireland. Further south, it's looking largely fine as it has done for most of the week so far. But first thing this morning is a weather front that moved into Scotland and Northern Ireland overnight that brought with it some cloud and rain and strengthening winds. Winds are gusting 40 to 50 miles an hour. Further south, it's a chilly start first thing. Shallow mist and fog fog will soon clear, and then a good-looking day ahead. Temperatures into the low, nearly mid-20s, which actually makes it really mild for September. And at the moment, we are on for one of the warmest Septembers we have ever recorded. The outlook is for cloudy skies and rain through northern areas to slip its way southwards overnight into tomorrow, and that means tomorrow is a cloudier day for many of us. Welcome back to Good Morning Britain. A beautiful start to the day this morning, looking across the city of London. Today marks the start of autumn. Yes, it is the autumn equinox, and it's the day when the sun is directly over the equator. And it should, particularly for September, and we are on track to have one of the warmest Septembers that we have ever recorded. But it will actually feel fairly autumnal today through northern areas as the weather front moves in, bringing with it cloud and rain. So it's a really divided day today. Wet in the north, largely fine further south. So England and Wales, much like yesterday, fine and dry with plenty of sunshine. And when it turns sunny and warmer later, those temperatures will climb to way above average, 23, maybe 24 degrees. Scotland and Northern Ireland, particularly more northwestern areas, cloudier and windier with gusts today at 40 or 50 miles an hour. It's the equinox and then the equilux. So today the sun is directly over the equator, and equinox means equal night. So we should have equal day and night, but it actually takes a few more days for the earth to the sun to travel a little bit further north, and for the rays of sunlight to make that equal amount of 12 hours a day and 12 hours a night, which happens on Saturday, which is the equilux, which means equal light.
Is there any question that she can't answer?
The moon, so why was the moon so amazing last night, please?
So it was 24 hours later, but it was the full moon for October, which is the harvest moon, which is the only moon of the year actually can be harvested in either September or October. It moves around depending on when the equinox is. And all of the moons throughout the year are named after the Native American Indians, figuring out where they are in the 12 months of the year. Thank you, Andy. I hope so. We are at the Royal Observatory, Greenwich. Very special location because this here that I'm precariously walking along is the meridian line, and it dissects the Earth from north to south completely in two. And that is what the day and night will do today, because today is the autumn equinox. It's the day when the sun's directly above the equator and the world is in half in darkness, half in light, and pretty much there's 12 hours of day and night, but that actually comes officially on Saturday, the equilux. But weather-wise, it's a divided outlook, because for Scotland and Northern Ireland today, it will feel autumnal, cloudy, wet and windy, the risk of winds up to 40, 50 miles an hour with cloud and rain. But for England and Wales, after a fresh start, dry and bright, plenty of sunshine, top temperatures up to 23 or 24 degrees. So feeling more like summer and what could well be one of the warmest Septembers we've ever recorded.
Wow.